based on the novel of A.J. Finn that came out in 2018 or was published in 2018. That's hard for me to believe because if you look at this movie from the beginning to the end, this movie from the beginning to the end is a ripoff of the Alfred Hitchcock film in 1954 starring James Stewart and what's her name? I think Grace Kelly. Yes, the 1954 film Rear Window starring James Stewart and Grace Kelly, the composer Alfred Hitchcock. This was a complete ripoff of the 1954 film Rear View. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember this movie. A lot of you probably don't know this movie. See, this is the problem that I have with Hollywood, especially nowadays, and a lot of these movies. A lot of these movies they're so quick and easy to keep trying to remake something, remake a project that was already legendary, or just steal or rip off things and from like way for a certain that originally came from a certain time frame, and then they respect that a lot of people would not. That there are people that would not know and realize and be able to recognize where you guys got these ideas from. And this is the question I have for the day: is there not any more talent in Hollywood? Because this is getting sad and ridiculous. Enough of these damn reboots, okay? Enough of these damn reboots and these remakes, okay? I'm getting sick and tired of these reboots and these remakes. You guys are destroying, and you are completely destroying, and you're just demolishing just certain franchises and certain movies that are certain legendary, and you guys are trying to remake them and do all these remakes and reboots, and you're just destroying these franchises. Leave well enough alone, okay? As I said, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but once again, this movie was it's hard for me to believe that the writer ripped this script based on the novel written by A.J. Finn, published in 2018. It's hard for me to believe that when this whole film, once again, from the beginning to the end, is a complete ripoff of the damn Rear View Mirror in 1954 production by Alfred Hitchcock. All facts. If you guys think I'm lying, go look it up, and I'll make sure I leave a description to the movie Rear View. And this was one of my main key dislikes about this. I remember from the beginning of the movie, when I saw the trailer of the movie, I'm like, okay, this is going to be something good. But as the movie got to going and got to progressing, as soon as it started off, when I saw the movie, I'm like, oh man, this is a ripoff. Like are we about to see a part 2 of Rear View? And it was just things that was clicking. Look at how the movie was named, titled, The Woman in the Window. The original movie, The Rear View. The Rear View Window, okay? Rear View Window. The Woman in the Window. That's a complete ripoff. The titles are the same. From the beginning of the movie, the opening scene starts, the opening scene of this film starts just how the Rear View Window movie starts, the 1954 starring James Stewart and Grace Kelly. It starts off the same way. The opening scene is exactly the same, and as the movie's progressing, it's the same thing. The only difference with this film, only thing they did was twist and turn the protagonist character. James Stewart played a crippled person that was basically limited in a wheelchair. All they did was twist it a little bit and gave Amy Adams the role of being a doctor, psychiatrist, but that was crazy and nutty, and everybody thought that was nutty and loony and thought she was just hallucinating things. That's the only difference. But everything else about this movie was the same exact from Rear View. And I was so upset, and I disliked that at period. I'm like, okay, is there not any more creativity in Hollywood? Is there not any creativity? Because this was complete. I was just so upset. And I know there's probably a lot of you out there that was upset too. My thing is, at least you guys could have gave credit to, or somewhere in a description or somewhere in the information of the bio, you could have gave credit to and said, hey, and this movie is based on the original film, the composer Alfred Hitchcock, the movie Rear View Window, starring James Stewart and Grace Kelly, that came out in 1954. But it gave no kind of credit, no kind of claims, or none of that to. And I want you guys to do this. This is my petition. Watch this movie from the beginning to the end, and then go find, if you can't find it some kind of way on YouTube or something, go purchase and watch the film or stream it. Watch the 1954 film composed by Alfred Hitchcock, directed by Alfred Hitchcock, starring James Stewart and Grace Kelly. Go watch that from beginning to the end, and then you sit there and tell me, am I not right, how this movie was a complete ripoff, and it was a complete, everything in this movie was based on the damn Rear View Window movie. Everything. The damn camera. Remember the camera that Dr. Ann Fox played by Amy Adams? Remember the camera she was using in the seat she was doing? That's the same thing that happened in the Rear View movie in 1954 film with James Stewart. The same, damn near the same exact camera. I BS you guys not. I BS you guys not. It was the same damn camera. It's just like everything in this film was just like the Rear View Mirror when the Rear View Window movie that I saw and that came out in 1954. It was the same. Everything in this movie was the same. The only difference, as I said, was they flipped it around and gave us the little version, the opposite of the main character, the main protagonist. James Stewart was a crippled person, and I believe he was a writer, but he was crippled and confined in his apartment. Amy Adams was a psychiatrist, a doctor, but she was crazy, hallucinating because they thought she was nutty. That's the only difference. But everything else about the new film, The Woman in the Window, was the same as the damn 1954 film, Rear View Window. I BS you guys not. And I was so dissatisfied by that. I was so displeased with that. And I think that they should have really gave credit where it's due. Now, and I remember as going through the movie, I kept giving it time. Like, okay, well, I see how it's going, but let me keep being patient with it. I saw it all the way through, but I'm just dissatisfied. I'm like, really? Is it, like I said, Hollywood? This is my favorite part of the segment. I got some questions, and I need some answers. Is there not any more talent in Hollywood? Please, you guys, spam in the comments. Let me know. Is there not any more talent in Hollywood? Because this is just no creativity. As I said, if you're talking about people in a certain age bracket, of course it's going to be something entertaining and good for them to watch.